Hey everybody, I was going to make this quick video to help you guys with adding details to our fall break narrative. Okay, so here's what we have so far. I need to indent our paragraph there. On Saturday, Nicole asked, "Do you guys want to go to the park?" Mr. Stockdale and I went with her to the park. When we got there, a group of geese flew over to us. I yelled, "Will they bite?" Nicole threw her chips far from where we were. The geese flew over to the chips. All right, so I kind of have my main idea. Let's step away. It's not gonna go away. It's okay. So we have our main idea, which is us going to the park, but it's not really written very well in here. So let's change this a bit. On Saturday, let's see, was it in the morning? Was it at lunchtime? Was it during the day? I'm going to say it was during the lunchtime. So on Saturday, and I'm going to use a different color just to kind of see where we changed. So on Saturday, the weather was nice around lunchtime, period. Nicole asked, "Do you guys want to go to the park?" Mr. Stockdale and I went with her to the park. That's kind of boring. So let's go over here and change some of it. Make sure it's in a different color here. Mr. Stockdale and I, let's do agreed. Agreed that we should go to the closest park to our house for a picnic. There we go. So we're getting a little bit more detailed. So we know that we're going to be close to our house. It's around lunchtime here. So we added a detail that said we're going to go for a picnic. This part, we can just kind of scratch out now. When we got there, a group of geese flew over to us. Well, instead of using the word group, let's change that to flock, because a flock of geese is what they're called. So when we got there, a flock of geese flew over to us. I wonder if it would be when we unpacked our lunch. Probably a better idea. So when we got there, and oops, it didn't change to red. Let's fix that. And unpacked our lunch, a flock of geese flew over to us. I yelled, "Will they bite?" Well, we don't have anything that Mr. Stockdale did. Let's add a line explaining what he did at this time. Mr. Stockdale laughed loudly. Nicole threw her chips far from where we were. The geese flew over to the chips. I wonder how I felt, because the reader doesn't know, so let me think about it. I felt relieved when the geese left, so I'm going to put that in there to kind of show some feeling. I felt relieved when the geese left, but a bit embarrassed because Nicole and Mr. Stockdale laughed at me. And you know what? I think I want to go back up here because my readers don't know who Nicole is. So I'm going to add who she is to me. My best friend Nicole asked, "Do you guys want to go to the park?" Mr. Stockdale and I agreed that we should go to the closest park to our house for a picnic. When we got there and unpacked our lunch, a flock of geese flew over to us. I yelled, "Will they bite?" Mr. Stockdale laughed loudly. Nicole threw her chips far from where we were. The geese flew over to the chips. I felt relieved when the geese left, but a bit embarrassed because Nicole and Mr. Stockdale laughed at me. Still missing something. Oh, yeah. I'm missing transition words. Let's see. So I have here that ah, when we first got there, that's going to be my first transition word. So they flew over to us. So that's when I yelled. So then I yelled, "Will they bite?" Hmm. Let's do after. Oh, let's see here. No, let's see. Next. Next, Nicole threw her chips far from where we were. Then, oh, then I gotta take the lowercase off there. So let me make that red. Then the geese flew over to the chips. Finally, I felt relieved. So now if I was to look at our rubric, I would be able to make the best grade because now I have our main idea. So I'm going to highlight all that red. Well, I guess that's not a good idea, is it? We'll do pink. Highlight it pink. Oops, it's not going to highlight. There we go. Highlight it pink. And then we have our detail. We unpacked our lunch and a bunch of geese flew over to us. So let's do that as blue. Then I yelled, "Will they bite?" So that's my explanation. My next detail here is that Nicole threw her chips away. So that's blue. My explanation then is that the geese left us alone. And then my conclusion is at the very end. I'm going to do that pink here. So finally, I felt relieved when the geese left, but embarrassed. All right. So now if I wanted to make this one, this could be another explanation to our detail as well. So now I have my beginning, my middle, and my end. I have in my narrative paragraph, I have my main idea, my detail and explanation, another detail and explanation, and then I wrapped it all up with a conclusion. I also made sure to add details that explained how people felt. I added transition words to tell my story in order. And I added dialogue so that people can enjoy our story a little bit better, make it more interesting. So I'm hoping that this video has helped you guys understand what to do in order to make a stronger paragraph using details from our story like we did today. Remember that we read fireflies and it gave us some really cool words. Even our spelling words could be added into our stories this week and make them stronger and more interesting.